Good morning and welcome everyone to WRPQ Television. I'm Jeff Smith, President and General Manager of Baraboo Broadcasting Company, owners and operators of WRPQ Radio, and as of today, the all-new WRPQ Television Channel 43. We welcome you to our premiere telecast on this Monday morning. This particular television station is going to have a lot of things to do with our community, our Sauk County area, and in the next half hour we're going to tell you about those things, and we have several guests that'll be joining us here on this live broadcast from our studios at 407 Oak Street this morning as well. I want to begin by giving you a little bit of the history of our television station and then how it works, and we'll show you a coverage map as to where our signal will go, and we'll talk also with some distinguished guests. We have Mayor Dean Steinhorst here with us today from the city of Baraboo. Al Zipsie will be joining us, an alderperson on the Common Council, also heads up the Baraboo Cable TV Commission. We have Gene Dalhoff, Executive Director of the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce, who will be along with us this morning as well. There have been a lot of questions about programming, and I'll be addressing those about halfway through the show this morning. Also do want to tell you that we have hooked up an additional camera, and that camera will take you for a little bit of a view of what we have here in our control room and how the television operates and so forth. So let's begin by talking a little bit about the history of WRPQ television. It goes back to 1996, the spring of 1996, when at that time we became more serious with the possibilities of actually applying for and building a television station to serve our community of Baraboo and all of the nearby communities in Sauk County where our signal reaches. And I would like to say that in '96 we began to formulate plans by talking with engineers for the design of the TV station in Washington, D.C. And what we did was we had engineers begin to formulate all the engineering plans to make a TV station possible in this area. We wound up finding out that Channel 43 was a workable channel for us. The other thing we found out immediately was that there were problems as to where we could locate our transmitting tower. So we originally began with a tower that was closer to Reedsburg, only to find out that that tower would not be suitable. So in 1997 we began to look around some more, and with a special waiver from the FCC, we were able to locate our facilities out on the Baraboo Bluffs. At this time I'd like to switch to a photograph of our coverage map of WRPQ television and explain to you in a little more detail just exactly where the TV station goes. I want to tell you first of all that the station is a television station in every way. There has been some question as to whether this is just a cable television station or some other kind of hybrid from that. This truly is a television station that transmits from the Baraboo Bluffs. If you look on your screen in the lower right-hand side, you'll see a star there with a circle that says Baraboo Bluffs Tower Site. And our transmitter and all of the apparatus and so forth that hooks up to that to make this signal possible is located on the Baraboo Bluffs on a 400-foot tower. We simply, from this address at 407 Oak Street in downtown Baraboo, originate all of our programming and ship it out to the Baraboo Bluffs where it's picked up and then transmitted to those of you at home. If you look a little bit up from the Baraboo Bluffs Tower site, you'll see Baraboo West Baraboo, and as you begin to look around the entire map, you see 3 rings, and you see all of the various cities and locales that we have pinpointed there for you. They include Rock Springs, North Freedom, Reedsburg, Loganville, Laval, Linden Station, Wisconsin Dells, Lake Delta, and even Briggsville. All of these cities and municipalities are within the reception area of Channel 43. So that means that anybody with a television antenna that is pointed towards the Baraboo Bluffs area will receive WRPQ television on Channel 43 of their TV. I might add that the station has actually been on the air just a week and a day, going through tests 24 hours a day, and during that time we have received a number of phone calls from viewers who have reported our signal strength. And we have reports from north of the Dells, out along Lake Redstone and other places, of very good reception, and in some cases reception in areas where we thought, at least by our computer model, it may not be as good as we now find out it is. So we're very, very pleased with that, and we welcome everyone who's viewing with us here today. A little bit more about the station. It is state-of-the-art. All equipment is new. It is all solid state. We use no tubes or anything like that. And it is, as I indicate, the latest technology on the market today. Our transmitter and other equipment are equipped, and when the digital age comes, you may have heard about high-definition television and that type thing. Someday we will be required to transmit in digital. It's a number of years down the road, about 8 or 10 years. We will be ready to make that transfer because of the technology that we already have employed. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here. In the last 4 or 5 weeks, our television crews have been out and around the area which we serve, and we have a number of still photographs we want you to take a look at. I'm sure you'll recognize some of these places and scenes. Then we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to this premiere broadcast of WRPQ Television, Channel 43 Baraboo. Joining me in our studio now, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Baraboo, Dean Steinhorst. Welcome to the program.
Pleasure to be here.
I'm glad you took time out. I heard a rumor that when we were making plans to have you come over this morning, that at 9 o'clock, you and other folks at City Hall were beginning budget proceedings. Is that correct?
That's definitely correct. Right.
And,
The first budget up was the Public Works budget. So
Oh, I see. Of course,
it's on hold for about an hour till I get back.
Oh, okay, great. That's what I wanted to say, is we really appreciate you taking time out, because, you know, setting the city budget each year is a massive process, if I have described that properly. So you had Public Works up first, and where do you go from here?
Actually, we started some last week already. We've had the police budget. Police and Public Works are our largest budgets. We're working with individual departments all this week, then compiling it all, seeing what happens from then on. But obviously, there's always cuts from the original budget.
What kind of timetable are you on then? Is there a date in particular that you need to present this to council or anything like that?
It'll be latter part of October, else the first part of November, just to see how it goes. The council will get, after the entire process is in, they'll see where we are at all stages. They work closer with the finance committee than the entire council. But everybody will be aware as we go along, so that it isn't all of a sudden, here it is, vote on it, you know, type of thing.
Right. Last Tuesday night before the Common Council meeting, I was in the council chambers and talking to you for a moment, and you made a quip to me. You said, well, I don't know, you know, next week's the week. I don't know if Baraboo can stand it. Here we have 2 newspapers, 2 radio stations, and now a television station.
I tell you, it's, we're probably the only community of this size anywhere around. I was asking out in your audience viewing in the front office here, and nobody knew of any place, and you probably do, but is there any other city that's comparable with the coverage that we have for the media?
Well, what's unique is Baraboo being a town of now 10,192, according to the Wisconsin Department of, is it Treasury, or who gives us those figures? The Department of Revenue.
Right.
Department of Revenue gave us that latest calculation on the population here. As we take a look around the state, around the nation, in communities of 10,000, this is extremely unusual. You'll find stations like this. There's one in La Crosse, which we befriended those people and received a lot of advice from them for our station. But you'll find them in the larger populated areas, and out here in the smaller markets, no, there are not a lot. If there are, they're usually what's called a translator station, where they may pick up a regular television station like a Madison and rebroadcast it to an area.
More or less a relay almost.
Right, a relay. And so this indeed is very unique, and we think our offerings are going to be unique too because of our concentration on local programming. Well, you know, you're no newcomer to the TV camera. The city of Baraboo has operated its city channel on TCI on channel 43. It'll be 3 years, believe it or not, on January 15th that you touch the button to start the channel. And obviously we carry live the Common Council meetings each month. I have never told you this, but always thought this.
You can tell everybody now, not just me?
It's official record now.
Okay.
That I have always credited you for seeing that happened on our local cable channel. There were others that played a major role, but you were really a backer of getting the word out to the citizenry.
And actually, you know, there was some hesitation on the part of the council to know, you know, do we really want to have all the community watching us every 2 weeks, you know? And I'm very happy that they made the decision to live broadcast, and the community, the population really loves it. I mean, more people, they tell, well, I saw this or heard this on television. So.
Yeah, they really do respond, and sometimes that's a little bit difficult to deal with, especially when you have a hot subject.
Well, we've had a few of those lately.
Yeah, we have. I'm not going to use any of this show today to talk about any of those subjects, and if you'll notice, I've gone out of my way not to mention any of them.
Yeah.
But I think it does an excellent job of getting the message out to the citizenry. We see more participation and input, and it's been a valuable ally, I think, to city government. Well, Dean, I want to thank you for coming along here today. We have a lot of other guests in this half hour, and time just seems to march right on for us.
I thank you for inviting, and as you said, this is a unique setup. Baraboo is very happy to have a unique setup like this with a television station here, and wish you the best of luck in it.
Well, I thank you very much, very, very much. Right now what we want to do is we have another camera online this morning that we've told you about, and we want to go into our main control room here at Channel 43 and show you a little bit about what happens behind the scenes. So if we can cut away from that camera right now, and you're looking right through a window into our studio where the mayor and myself are seated. Pam Carg's helping us out today with camera number 2. You see a fella there on the left side of your screen. His name is Steve Schulze, and I want to personally thank Steve. He is the fella who has been very instrumental, almost totally instrumental from a technical standpoint, of wiring and checking and making all of the various things we have to do to comply with laws and that, to make Television 43 a reality. Steve's at the main control board today. He's been extremely helpful. He did the same thing for us just a year ago on WRPQ radio when we refurbished that entire facility with new equipment, all new wiring. He was the guy that did that one. So for 2 years in a row, he's technically been very busy around here. And I think he would agree too, just as the mayor has pointed out that this is a unique situation. I think Steve would say too, I never thought I would grow up to build a television station, and but that dream has come true. Another point I want to make before we break away is that it was important to me, Steve, that you be the fella that throws the switch. And you may not have thought about that in all the busyness this morning, but you are the one that brought us on at 10 o'clock this morning, and we wanted you to have that honor. So we thank you very much. Stay right where you are now. We'll be right back. Here's more photographs from around our coverage area. Welcome back, everyone, to this special premiere telecast here on Channel 43, the all-new WRPQ. Seated with me now is Alderperson Al Zipsie. Al wears a lot of hats in this community, and we're going to talk about some of those over this next segment. You've read about him in the newspaper, you've heard about him on the radio station, but today we're going to make it official here on the television station, Al. Right. I want to thank you for taking time out and coming over today. You know, they say you're retired, but they've got me fooled. You're more busy in retirement around this community doing good than I could ever imagine.
Well, it's you people who sparked my interest, so I respond.
Right.
And I think that's what people need to do.
Al, let's talk a little bit about your service and then draw up the point as to why we've had Al in today. You serve as an alderperson here in the city.
Right.
And one of the committees that you serve on is the Cable TV Commission. Now that's been interesting because ever since you began on that commission 2 years ago or so, whatever it was, you are one of the instrumental players with the other commission members that brought about the city channel, which is now on 43 and will be moving to 42 in upcoming days. Tell us a little bit about the commission's workings, because you really started from here and you're growing up here.
Right. The commission work actually is to have the use of the franchise money from TCI, and of course we wanted to have coverage of the city council, and the mayor and his mayor's corner was something that I thought was going to be a strong point, and we have to go back and push that a little bit more.
Well, he's out front. You can
and he's out there. We can
morning.
Talk about it. It's been very popular, but the cable commission members have tried to see that whatever we did with the franchise money made for a good TV program covering the council meetings. And it couldn't go farther than that. But I think it's the TV coverage that you'll probably pick up on some things from the council anyway. And of course, the coverage over the community is awfully important to get and receive information, and appropriate information,
Right.
authentic information.
One of the things we might add is commission members have taken a giant step in their planning and thinking now in just the last 2-3 months of meeting.
We hope it'll go through, because we're trying to get the programming going a little bit better. And of course, we're understandably looking to you for the expertise. And I have to say something about that, because with the commission members, Madinger and Holm and
Hogsby
and White,
right.
they're very interested in having programming for the Cable 42, which is the government channel right now, and that's the only thing we're interested in that part of it. So we're hoping that you will pick up the slack on the rest of it. And
Okay.
I must say that because I talked to Aubrey Barnhart this morning, and it struck home to me very, very clearly that programming to get information that the public has out on the air so everybody can participate in it is awfully important. And I really didn't think it was that important until he started talking about paint. And
Well, he's got the color.
well, that's right. And the interesting part of it is that this expertise that he has, and many of the people who have businesses have a strong interest in their business. They have an expertise you can't buy anywhere else, whether it's plumbing or heating or retail or TV, and that's where we're relying on you for coverage of this area. It's very important that this information not be lost, that it be gotten out to the public. And a lot of people say, well, I'll go to Madison to get what I want, but in paint we have somebody in Barnhart who simply knows paint, and losing him would be just a loss of a big asset to Baraboo. So the programming you do, I hope, will be individual people, just like we had the mayor on the mayor's corner, and council people, and trying to better the community. That's what it's all about.
Right. And let's tie that up as far as the commission's concerned. What we're talking about there is in the past 2-3 months, the commission has really felt itself go more towards programming, as Al indicates. And if things are successful in your next round of budget hearings here and final approval by the council, you will be able to use more of your dollars that are collected through franchise fees to present more programs like the council meetings, the Mayor's Corner, and others. I know, and I'll move on from here, but for example, I know our Baraboo Animal Shelter is very excited. They would like to place pictures or photographs on the city channel of the available animals that they have for adoption each week.
Right.
And you know,
it's
that's
a
just
program that you can do well to cover.
right. That's just one small item.
It's a slippery slope, you know, that we go down when you're trying to get a business like this going.
Oh, yeah.
And we wish you the best, because while as you're tightening your belt, I was trying to lose some weight, you know.
Okay.
At any rate, you lose
All
a
right.
pound here and a pound there, and you may lose 2 inches, and afraid to lose in your pants if you lose too much weight, you know.
Well, we've been eating well through the whole
Oh,
thing.
I'm
so
sure
if
you
that-
have.
If that has anything to do with it, we're going to be okay.
Well, one of the interesting things I find is that I was almost late getting here. My wife wanted me to be well kept, you know,
Right.
clean, this type of thing.
Right.
And she put oil in the bath water to make it, and it was a half hour for me getting out of the tub this
Is that
morning.
right?
So, yeah.
Al, we're running short on time, but one last thing that is very near and dear to your heart. I mentioned when you came on that you're very active in the community. It's not only city government. We'll have to have you back another day. Al is very involved in Rainbow House. I know that's very near and dear to your heart. And another thing you're very involved in, have been for many years, are veterans organizations here in the city of Baraboo.
Right.
And even though I'm on a time limit, I just want to take time to say thank you for that. And I want you to know Veterans Day is just around the corner in November. And we will have a ceremony, I'm sure, as usual.
Well, we certainly will, centered around the flag.
And we will tape that and have
Oh.
it here on Channel 43.
That would be just fine. It would be serving our community very well.
Right, so I want you to know
All
that.
right, we thank you very much.
Al, thanks very much for coming in this morning. I appreciate it. Stay right where you are. Right now, camera 2 is going to go back out into our lobby area. We have other people who won't be on television with us here today, but we did want to make sure that you meet them. You know, my wife Ann and I are very fortunate in that we both have our parents with us here today at WRPQ Television. If you look here right now, on the right-hand side is my father Bill, and in the middle there, well, right there on the left-hand side, my mother Martha. They hail from New Richmond, Wisconsin. If you don't know quite where that is, if you've heard of names like Doughboy Industries or Friday Canning Corporation, those are two of the major industrial facilities located within that city in western Wisconsin. Here we have Ann's parents with us today. Those of you in Baraboo may be familiar with them. Of course, we have Betty Weisky and Jim Weisky. They now live in Portage, and they came over and are joining us here today too as we get things rolling here on the all-new Channel 43. I know that there's some other people out there today. Sharon Moberg, there's the mayor. We have Craig Joseph with us there. He, of course, reigns from WBDL Radio. Seated right there, we have Dave Taylor from the Baraboo National Bank with the thumbs up, and Dave has been instrumental, as has the Baraboo National Bank, in providing financing and help in seeing this endeavor off on a good footing, so our thanks to you. We also have other members of the press here with us today too, and we thank them for joining us and on what we consider to be a very historic occasion. Well, let's take another tour. We've got more photographs of sites throughout our coverage area that we thought you might like seeing. Then we'll end up with Gene Dalhoff from the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to this special segment on our beginning day here at WRPQ Television. Joining me now, as promised, Gene Dalhoff, Executive Director of the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming over today.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm sure this is one of those business stops you don't make every day.
Oh, this is wonderful. I know we've talked about this for, is it 3 years now?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just ecstatic that you were able to put this together. It's wonderful for our community.
Well, thank you. We want to mention that Gene was watching our testing on Saturday. He's not a guy that sits around and watches test patterns. We were actually running some programming. We had a college football game on, and Gene calls in and says, "Hey, a bonus game today."
That's right. I was flipping through the channels and I couldn't figure out why there was an extra football game. And it took a while. The pattern looked real good, or the signal, I should say. It was wonderful to see that. It was a good start.
Well, we certainly hope to get involved with many of the chamber activities throughout our community in the days and years ahead, and I just want you to know that right up front, so we're all set. Time is running out on us today. I know I keep saying that, and all I needed to do was book another guest and I would have been overbooked. But Gene, very quickly, your fiscal year for the chamber ends this week. New fiscal year begins October 1. Upcoming chamber, annual meeting. How's the year been in a nutshell?
The year's been very well. It's gone very well. It's been a good year for the chamber. We've done a lot of planning looking for a new chamber site, as you've been aware of. We had a record-breaking auction this year, and again, we have to thank you for that personally. Over the last 3 years, we have grown that, and the possibilities that we have now on this station are endless. I think it's been a real good year, and our future looks very bright.
Okay. I thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. We're about to join our regular networking programming now in progress. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
trying to get through this like everybody else.
People on the Gulf Coast brace themselves as the wrath of Hurricane George hits land.
Now, news straight from America's hometowns. This is All News Channel.
Hello everyone, I'm Mike Johnson. The eye of George has made landfall. Heavy winds and rain are whipping the Mississippi coast as the storm moves ashore. Power is out in many areas from Louisiana to Alabama. Curfews are in effect and flash flood warnings have been issued. Officials say the 1.5 million people ordered to evacuate is probably the largest ever ordered. Forecasters say there could be as much as 2.5 feet of rain in some areas. The eye of Hurricane George is located near Gulfport, Mississippi. George is drifting toward the northwest, and the core of the hurricane is expected to move further inland over